Hello everyone, this is YouTube channel Nance Eats Plants and Coach Nancy from Healthy World Vitality Plan, bringing this to you, this video and the ones attached to it, at the request of my friends at Healthy World Vitality Plan. One of the most compassionate, resourceful, wonderful, kind nonprofit associations ever formed, in my opinion. And at pushing 74 really hard right now, like in a few weeks, I've seen a lot of different associations and corporations and nonprofits and all of those throughout my professional career and personal life. And Healthy World Vitality Plan, right up there at the top of them as far as quality, good people behind it, wonderful people, wonderful resources, and amazing members that just a warm, good community to help you learn and grow in your healthiest vitality plan for yourself, whatever that may be. This video was requested by a lot of my friends there and others for me to show them and put on video my doing and talking about the Tibetan Rites exercises. Rites or exercises, whatever word you want to use there. So, you know, definitely not a professional video, as you can tell, but definitely one that comes from the heart. Very briefly, the Tibetan Rites, and there's so much to read out there on them on the internet, and if you only buy one book or rent or borrow one book on the Tibetan Rites, if that's for starters, if nothing else, I would recommend Peter Gelder's, that's K-E-L-D-E-R, and Dr. Bernie Siegel's book, The Ancient Rites of the Fountain of Youth, number 2. That number 2 is literally on the cover. And that's important because this book will give you a good review of the history. It will give you current doctors talking about their experience with the Tibetan Rites, both personally and with their patients. And it will cover far more than I'm even trying to do in this introduction to the videos on Nance Eats Plants and Nance doing the Tibetan Rites. So I hope that you will look into it, because there was an exercise movement or rites that were started by the Tibetan monks over 2,500 years ago. And some people say it was actually in northern India where their monastery was, but the name is Tibetan Rites, and so we'll go with Tibet and let others debate the location of that monastery, wherever it was. It was very, very remote, and several people, as word got out from folks who would, I guess, bring supplies to the monastery from time to time in spite of the remoteness, as word got out how most of the monks there would live to 100 or older, and they looked so young and they were so vibrant and so flexible and all of that. Then explorers got interested in finding the monastery, which was not an easy task to do way back 2,500 plus years ago. And so it took a lot of courage and a lot of commitment for those explorers to get there. They went, they learned the rites and exercises, and came back believers. And it's those explorers, there was one female at least, and of course some males, and they brought that back to the world, who eventually, Peter Gelder in Britain, brought it to, I believe he's from Great Britain, that doesn't matter. He brought it through his writings to our Western world back in the sometime in the 40s, I believe, was his first writing on it. I'll let you read more about his story, but apparently for all these years, they have worked for many, many, many thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, including this old gal. They improve our flexibility, our balance, our strength for sure. They just uplift you and just give you a whole energetic feeling for going through your day. You can do them at any time during the day, and it only takes about 12 to 15 minutes once you get up to doing 21 of each of them, which is the recommended stop point. And it takes quite a few months for most people to get up to that point if they're doing it safely and wisely, I should say. But it just does not take much out of your day to give you back so much. And I can tell you, since I started doing them daily at the end of 2022, it has literally been a life changer, including leading me to being able to do my first ever military style push-up. And I know, even though I was doing other exercises regularly, daily, I know that it was the Tibetan Rites routine that I do every day that brought me to a point of strength in my body, and maybe brought me the courage to say, if I can do this, then I can do a military style push-up. Something I'd always wanted to do because of all the benefits you read about them. And now, today, I'm up to doing usually around 35 to 40. Every now and then I sneak up to 50, but try to keep it around 35 to 40 in a row, military Nancy style push-ups. And I say Nancy style because I'm continuing to work on my form, as we all need to do in any sport we take up or any exercise. The fundamentals are important. So my form is Nancy style, but it's military style too. You can tell that a little bit. So I give credit to the Tibetan Rites. And the following videos, this is the intro to this, will show you, one will be showing you, it's about 35 minutes long if you're interested, my giving you tips about each of the 5 and what each of the 5 are. So in other words, it start by showing you the exercise 1, exercise 2 through 5, and then giving you the tips I've learned about each, or telling you things that may be helpful to you as you start practicing the Tibetan Rites or exercises. The other video, and we will have a reference to it, and they will cross-reference each other. We do have a reference to them, but the other video will show you a short introduction. I don't know if short's even in my makeup, my jeans, but we'll show you a fairly quick intro for old Nance here, and then it will show you my doing the Tibetan Rites as I do every day in my routine. And I'll explain more about that in those videos. But in other words, you have one where I'm teaching each one, or teaching's not the right word there. I'm sharing my tips in each one. And then another video which will show me going straight through doing the whole routine silently. Now there's a miracle for me, right? But I am doing them silently. That is another one that was requested of me by quite a few folks. The longest part in doing all these videos, or the hardest part, I should say, and the longest, was my getting up the courage to put myself on video to share this with those asking. But I finally did. So making the videos seemed easy next to finding the courage and getting over my shyness of doing a video of these sorts. But you need to take them and use what you want safely, slowly, wisely, getting medical advice from your medical team if that's necessary, and it's usually not a bad idea before you start any new exercise. But use them wisely, but use them to mix in with the exercise or movement plan that's right for you. If you choose, like I did, to learn all 5 of the Tibetan Rites and to do them daily, I think you will never look back as I have it. It's one of the best gifts I've given to myself and continue giving every day. But if you choose to just pick a little bit from here and a little bit from there, that's great too. You need to find the right plan for you that you will do and stick to and tweak, as of course is needed. But that's what's important. So finding the courage and taking the time to do this is well worth it if it helps even one of you, to create the plan that's actually right for you, whether it's what I do, something similar, or something else you find totally different. out there with all the resources in our world today. So with that, I'm going to also be posting how to reach me by email. And again, I'm a coach with Healthy World Vitality Plan, hwvitality.com. And another of the best gifts I've given to myself, and such an honor to be able to be a coach with such wonderful people. And you can reach me through my personal website, which is nbjconsulting.com. Those will be posted in little tags as we go along. So let's see, I think that's it to cover. I told you about the book and probably enough for an intro. And so here we go with the part of the 5 individual exercises and my little tips on what I've learned since I've been doing them every day. Please note though, there are no modifications shown in this video of the 5 different exercises, or in the one of my doing them straight through silently. Woohoo! There are no modifications shown, but there are plenty of modifications you can find on the web and YouTube and other places. You don't have to do the exercise just as you see it done traditionally until your body's ready to do that, or you are, or whatever. But give your mind, your body, your spirit the gift of at least researching, studying what these Tibetan rites are all about, because they can be such a beautiful part of your healthy vitality plan in helping you get to the place that you would like to get to as you make your healthy vitality journey in this crazy world that keeps trying to throw unhealthy stuff at us. We need to be doing everything we can to keep our minds and our souls and our bodies as healthy as we can. So thanks for being here. For whatever your reasons, please let me know if it helped, didn't help, whatever. I know it's talkative, that's just Nance, but thank you. Thank you for being here, and I wish you good health, and I wish you peace, and I hope these bring you 1 or 2 tips that you will find useful down the road. With that, over and out. Thank you. I think some people call this a spin or twirl, but I'm going to label them by number for you, and then you can call them whatever you want. So number 1 is the twirl or spin. And I like to say a little short meditation, mantra, whatever you would like to call it. Personally, I like to say a little something before each one. And I usually say the same thing. You don't have to do that at all. That's just something that I added to my wonderful daily routine of doing the Tibetan rites. So what I say before I start the spinning, and notice that my arms are out straight. Make sure my shoulders are relaxed, not hunched up to my ears like we can find ourselves sometimes, and they're out straight. And what I say is just a gratitude prayer to the universe for life itself and for finding life in every minute that I live. Living it with full life, I guess is what I mean. Living my life with full life in every moment. And that's my little prayer of gratitude before I start this one. Arms out straight, and I'm going to spin or twirl. It's smart to keep your eyes down toward the ground. You're keeping your head straight, but have your eyes, this is a tip I learned, looking toward the ground, not straight down, but a little out in front of you will help a little, because you will feel the dizziness as you start doing this. I do 21 now, but I feel the dizziness after that. And a great tip, and again, let's just demonstrate again. Your arms are straight out, shoulders relaxed, and you're spinning. You're spinning. It's not a speed contest, so go at your pace, very slowly at first. You will find you pick up speed, but that's not the point at all. The point is to move counterclockwise, so you're going with how the earth rotates in your hemisphere. And when you finish, another tip is to look down at your thumbs like this. just for a little bit. Look down at them. The world will stop spinning. And take a few deep breaths. And that is number 1. This is exercise number 2 of the 5 Tibetan Rites. Now, this one reminds me of courage and strength because it takes strength to get it. This is definitely, as all 5 are, where you want to take it slow and let your body, get in shape for doing all of these exercises, even if they seem simple on their face. Let your body have plenty of time, weeks, months, whatever it takes, as you increase the number of how many you do. But my meditation, prayer to the universe, whatever you want to label it, before I do this one, is thanking the universe for the courage and strength that I do have, and asking that I live this day with courage and strength, whatever may unfold as the day unfolds for me. Again, that's up to you if you even add a little meditation like that when you're doing them or before you do them, but it just evolved naturally for me, and I'm just sharing what those are with you as too. So, okay, I hope this gets you in line to see. I'm going to lie straight down, flat down on my back. Make sure I take a few deep breaths after I do and relax. Think about what I'm doing. Very important. Stay focused. And I have to remind myself that often. And when I'm flat down, in case you can't see, my hands, each hand is going to be under each of my hips. And here we go. And remember, there are modifications galore for all of these, and especially this one, which you really have to take time to build up to. Most people do. All right, so I'm laying flat down. And hope I'm in the video. I guess I am. I'm going to put my legs down. And here is Tibetan Rites exercise number 2. Watch my legs and what I do with my chin. Okay, did you get that? The Tibetan Rites are supposedly stimulating the 7 vortex, chakra, whatever word, again, you have for our vibration points throughout our body that are keeping us healthy, keeping everything working. Interestingly, as time went on, they found that the vortex points that the monks were, spotlighting in these 5 exercises, they were right in sync with our endocrine system important points throughout our body. And supposedly every exercise is designed to stimulate the vibration, the movement, the health of each of these 7 points. And again, I'll let you do your reading, but top, here, etc. So there's 7, but that was very professional too, wasn't it? Read, learn. And especially why I mentioned Peter Gelder's Ancient Secrets of the Fountain of Youth, number 2 on the cover, the number 2, is because there's some really good doctors, actual testimonials in there about what it's done for them, but also what they've witnessed in various patients with various issues that are their patients. So very interesting to see contemporary data about it actually, and medical doctors saying, yes, I did this, I did that, but then when they started doing the Tibetan Rites, wow. So you know what? It does something for everybody, I think, and it certainly has for me. So don't look at it as just magical voodoo woo-doo if you like the idea of the exercises and learning them, because I can tell you there's no doubt flexibility, strength, balance, energy, all of those things will improve by doing these. All right, I'm going to show you this number 2 one more time, and I hope I went slow enough, but when I'm doing my neck like that, that's supposedly helping stimulate the thyroid area. I'm not going to go into too much because you can do your own reading there about what it does and the medical implications. But here it is one more time. Exercise number 2. Flat down, my hands under my hips. Take a few deep breaths. Make sure you're focused on what you're doing. Raise your legs slowly while you're raising your chin to your chest, or in my case, more than one chin perhaps. And then you come slowly back down. Okay, that is exercise number 2. And this is exercise number 3 of the Tibetan Rites. Back up where I think I'm in this professional videos camera for demonstrating number 3. Okay, I'm here. Number 3 reminds me, makes me feel like I'm part of nature, whether a flower or a tree just gently moving with the breeze, and it really makes me feel part of the universe. Hope that's not too corny for some people, but that's how I feel when I'm doing it. Again, go slow, be focused. And my little universe meditation before I do this one is, and you'll see why, I think, but it's asking the universe, angels, whatever your label is, to give me an open heart, but yet always protect my own heart. Whether I'm talking physically, truly protecting it and what I eat and how I take care of it, but also around some of the unkindness in our world, to make sure I'm protecting my heart, but to live with an open heart as much as I can. So, and again, it just reminds me of makes me feel like I'm really part of nature as I'm doing it. So look for the modifications if you need to, and I will try. Let's see, I hope this is at the right angle for you. Okay, guys, here we go. So again, it's stimulating different points in our endocrine system, in our bodies. And now, the way they teach you to do this one is not exactly how I do it. So let me show you the way they teach you first, and then I'll show you my modification personally. But they teach you to put your head down toward your chest and then to lean backwards. Notice my hands are on my you-know-what, which is where they say to place them. But then you slowly lean back, arching your back, not letting your head drop. Don't do that, but looking up toward the sky, holding your head stable that way, and then slowly coming back up. And then go on to number 2, lowering your chin or chins, in my case, to your chest. Slowly go backwards. Don't let that head drop, looking straight up, and then back. Go on to number 3. Okay, I hope that made sense. Your back will arch more and more as you get used to doing these. So again, don't push it. Use common sense. Go at your own pace. There are modifications for all of this. Here's what I do, though, instead of just stopping here. I saw this in some video on the Tibetan Rites and thought, well, I think I like that. The secret, though, to what I do is keeping your head and face very close to your body so you don't tumble over. Let me show you what I mean. So the traditional way of teaching it is to lower your chin to your chest. That's what I'd recommend you start doing. Start out and then going back like that, arching your back. And if you can't arch your back, again, there's plenty of modifications. That's fine. Just hold your head back. Don't drop it back. Just hold it up and look at the sky. Okay? But here's what I do. Instead of stopping here, I go all the way down to the floor, touching my head to the floor, then go into the arch. I go slowly, keeping my head close to my body, go down to the floor, and then back up into the whatever kind of arch, if any, you can do. Okay. Now, you'll see, and maybe you could see, I don't know, got my knees, get over here to show you better. I've got my knees on this thing right here. It's a 1-inch thick foam pad. I got it off Amazon, and the model or the manual, it says, let's see, Pulse, jumpstart your workout. Okay, so Pulse is somehow in the name of it, but it's great. I don't have to have it for my knees. It just feels good. So, but you can roll up a yoga blanket or a towel or whatever to put under your knees. You don't have to have a 1-inch piece of foam, but I like using that when I do exercise number 3 of the Tibetan Rites. Okay, exercise number 4 of the Tibetan Rites, and it reminds me of making myself into a table, and that's actually what you're doing. Again, common sense, go slow, your own pace. It may take months to increase your number of how many you can do. That's absolutely fine. The point is, one of the beauties of doing the Tibetan Rites, or it was for me, is, you know, I'd want to do more, but I know, take my time, let my body get used to it. And then all of a sudden, one day, I would be able to do more just easily, and realized very, very clear to me, my body's getting stronger in this exercise. And that was great, because a lot of times when we're learning something, we don't take the time or just can't realize the small increments as our body improves and gets stronger. And it's a wonderful gift to realize, wow, this is working, and my body is working with me to get stronger, to have more flexibility, balance, all of those wonderful things. This one I call the table. And because I'm putting my body, or supposed to be, to look like a table, you'll see. But my universe meditation before I do this one is thanking the universe for the balance that I'm able to carve out in my life. Now, we're at different stages in our lives, so whether it's lots of kids around, hard times, illness, injury, an assortment of things, we can't always have the perfect balance that we'd like to have in our lives. I'm not sure we can even get perfect balance, but we should always be working toward the right balance for our lives. And of course, that includes things like what we eat, what we fuel our body with, how we sleep, our sleep hygiene, our patterns, how we move, how we exercise, which what we're doing now, how we handle and work on our inner harmony, whether we're talking about meditation, deep breathing techniques, and walks in nature, all the things, just being still in the ways that we can, all the things that help our inner harmony, help us manage the stress, the not so great moments in our lives. That's part of our balance system, as is community relations and relations with others, our family, our friends. And of course, I always add another pillar is our relations and care and compassion for animals of all kinds. We're all living souls on this journey of life. And so again, that's just the prayer or the meditation that I do before I get myself looking like a table, or near to it, I hope. So let me show it to you now. So I'm not gonna lay down. I'm gonna get like this. Move back so you can see me in this very professional video. Okay, my hands are out, down by my sides, flat out. My feet are ready to go flat. I hope you can see them. Let me get back a little bit more. Okay, and I'm going to go into a tabletop position, and I'll demonstrate with about 3 or so of these for you. And I can't even imagine how this looks on video. I'm pretty shy about doing this, guys, but if it helps even one person get motivated or to check out the Tibetan Rites or do whatever exercise is right for you, then it's been worth it. Let me know, okay? Because I really don't like putting myself on video, I should say. I love teaching and helping others. I love being taught and learning. I just don't like putting myself on video. All right, here we go, guys. Here's what I call the table. Okay. Notice I hesitated for a moment when I got up into position. I am not going to let my head drop back. Be careful there. It's just level, hopefully, pretty much with my shoulders looking up at the sky. And then I kind of act like a hinge to bring myself back down in position. All right, let's do that one more time. Slowly. Take a moment and then hinge back down. Here's another point. You start by moving against thyroid, other areas, moving the chin down to the chest, and then you raise up. So one last time. Chin down to the chest. Hinge back down. And I like to do this stretch a little bit. You don't have to. That's not part of the Tibetan Rites. But it just feels good after I've been a table. Okay. So, and one thing I didn't tell you about, let's see, number 2. The one that I call courage and strength, where we're laying flat on the ground, our legs are going up straight as our chin comes to our chest. After I do those 21, I stretch straight out, and let me just show you. So, and I'm backing up on you a little in this one, but this is after number 2, where I've done this number, okay? But then I put my hands above my head. I hope I'm in position for you to see. Really reach, really stretch. My whole body, my toes are stretching out, pointing. Oh, it just feels so good. And make sure you take a deep breath and relax into the earth, the floor, whatever. And just let your body stretch out. All right, now I'm not doing it as long as I normally do that stretch, but I learned that from a yoga instructor many years ago, saying that one not only feels great, and it really does, but it helps our organs. Okay, I need a voice. It helps our organs stretch out inside. And I can almost imagine them doing that. Think about it. We're sitting all day looking at our computers, looking at our phones. Our organs, especially certain ones, get all scrunched up in there, I would suppose. So why not stretch them out several times during the day and at least once a day? And it just feels really good to do that stretch. So sorry to backtrack a little there, because we are on number 4 and we are getting ready to go to number 5. All right, this is number 5. I call it the Ebb and Flow one, because it reminds me, and my prayer with it, or my universal meditation, is to thank the universe again for life, but to help me go with the ebb and flow of every minute, every hour, every day, every month, every year, every decade. Whew. That's one reason we do all the things we do for inner harmony, because we never know what that ebb and flow is going to be defined as at any one moment. It can get to be a pretty rough ride, can't it, everyone? So we want to learn to go with the ebb and flow, and to have our ways we calm ourselves. Keep practicing those every single day. They're huge tools in our toolbox. So when the ebb and flow gets off track, we're ready for it. We may not like it, of course not. It may be painful. It may be awkward, uncomfortable, all the words we can think of. But if we have a lot of our calming inner harmony tools practiced regularly and in our toolbox, when that ebb and flow gets really off track, we're ready to try to help, and not to just try, to keep ourselves as calm as possible as we deal with it. And it too shall pass. That is so true. It will pass. But, the Buddhists say that pain is inevitable in life, but suffering is not. Think about that for a minute, because there's a lot of truth to that. We're all going to experience pain, some lots more than others, it seems, but we will have pain in our lives. But suffering is not inevitable. It's our choice. And part of the way we what's the word I'm trying to say here? But part of the way we help ease whatever or however we define our suffering, is through those tools in our toolbox for calming ourselves, to bring peace, to bring calm, to recenter ourselves, whatever that may be. Because we never know when we need to pull that one out of the toolbox, do we? Okay, would you like to see number 5? The Ebb and Flow one, I call it, but it's exercise number 5 in the Tibetan Rites. And I hope I'm focused right for you. But this one is really going to remind you of yoga, as several of the exercises do, because it looks like the downward dog and upward dog and all that. But this is number 5 of the Tibetan Rites. You're going to come up, go back, just like downward dog, and then you're going to go up this way, and then just come back down for number 2, up that way. 3. So you're going with the ebb and flow of life, right? And the ebb and flow of this. It feels good. Remember, you may only be able to do 1 or 2. You may need to modify it. Doesn't matter. You'll get there. Just do what's right for you and your body. Sprinkle a heavy dose of common sense and patience when you're doing it. And what just fell, my ear thing. Okay, so that was number 5. And I hope that you enjoyed these. And you either decided, Nance, enjoy, but it ain't for me. That's fine. Or I like 1 or 2 of those. I might try those. Or you know what? I'm going to try to learn all 5 slowly. And that's great. Remember, there are lots of modifications out on the internet. And just take care of yourselves in all the different ways that's not selfish. The better we take care of ourselves and all the different ways that are out there for us to do that, then the better we are for everyone else that has to be around us and all the others that we're trying to help and nurture and be there for in our lives. The big thing about exercise of any kind, or learning to do breathing techniques, is it takes time. And we don't think we have it in our fast-paced 90-mile-per-hour world. But guess what? We don't have time to get sick or get injured either when that happens out of the blue. So let's keep ourselves and maintain ourselves as healthy as we can. Work for that ideal healthy vitality, the whatever is right for you when you see your ideal, healthiest, vital self. Work for it. Take the time. Because if illness, like I just said, illness or injury comes, doesn't matter what's going on in our lives, we're going to have to stop right then and there and deal with it, and it won't be fun. And we can prevent so much illness, prevent so many injuries by keeping good balance in our bodies, flexibility, building the strength up. Oh my gosh, it's all right here. It's just getting the mindset to realize how much control we have over how we feel and what we're capable of. And then saying, of course I have the time to take care of me, because if I don't, who the heck will, right? Who the heck will? It's up to us. Okay, and I will end with a quote I really will end. Yay! A quote by C.S. Lewis. And that is, we cannot go back and change the beginning. But, by gosh, by golly, that part I added, we can start right now and change the ending. Okay. Thanks to all of you for choosing to view these very professional videos. Reach out to me. I'll have something on them of how to reach out to me, or through Healthy World Vitality Plan, or however you can reach me. I'll post something. Let me know if I can help further. Just thanks for sharing part of the day, and any of your tips that you could send along and teach me back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take care of you. All right. Bye.